It's a brand new episode of Kamen Rider Gotchard, episode 23, and thus it's a brand new Gather Up Gotchard. So, just what is up with this little vampire twink? We cut back to the action right where it ended last time, with Clotho getting the dual magnum shit, right? And everyone's just immediately like, no, fuck that, grab her, and Totaro's just like, whoop, alright, time to do a kick. Like, just the immediacy of like, nope, that's fucked, nope, you're not doing that, and try to stop her. Doesn't work, she's able to get out of the way, she runs away, and everybody's like, alright, cool, shit, that's a fucking problem we gotta deal with. Alright, we gotta still deal with the vampire guy, right? As one of the people from the brainwashed crowd goes like, hey, I have backstory for what's going on to help you. And it's like, alright, cool. We'll deal with some of that. We get that gets explained in between the scenes, and Spanner goes like, alright, cool. I'm not part of that plot, so bye. Hi, I'm not part of that plot line. I'm fucking off now. Thank you, Spanner, for all that you do. We love you. They head up to the top of the roof to talk to the vampire guy and go like, hey, stop it. And he's like, whoa, why should I stop it? This is the concentrated power of love. If I release that, everybody can be happy and we can have world peace. Isn't that a good thing? And we get a little backstory of the vampire guy and the girl we're introduced to at the beginning of the episode. She was dumped. He just became kind of a conscious Kimmy. Like, we have no explanation for this. The Kimmy just shows up and turns into a human-looking dude. She's crying. She's going like, oh, I got dumped. And he's like, don't cry. You deserve happiness. And she's like, oh, thank you. It's a very sweet, like, heartwarming moment. And then they go like, my dude, that's not the power of love. That's life force. What? Yeah, that you weren't grabbing the power of love. That is concentrated life force. This is the end result of that. And he looks over at the girl, and she's like stumped, like she is barely holding on. She is not in a good place. And he's like, what? No, I fucked up. He just immediately is like, oh no, I did something wrong, and I love him. He is absolute himbo. Oh, come on, man. He tried so hard. But because of that, the heart that he's forming up in the sky starts to break. Meteors start showering. Hotaro is able to protect everybody, and he goes like, hey, dude, you kind of need to snap out of it. We're not... Oh boy! As Clotho shows up and goes like, no, you're gonna keep pumping the heart and we're gonna make a life bomb. And everyone's like, oh shit. That's not great. As Rine henshins into Chun-Li. Just straight up Chun-Li. I don't know what to tell you. It's Chun-Li. And starts fighting Clotho because she showed up. It said that already. They start fighting, and Hotaro's like, hey, buddy, you made a mistake. That's cool. Like, it's understandable. You didn't know. You can take the steps to fix it. And it's like, I can? Yeah, you can. Okay, I'll fix it. And so he turns and gets into the card. Hotaro uses it. Clotho's able to get away from the Jade. Also, the vampire guy is able to, like, break free through the power of, like, compassion and understanding. Goes over to Hotaro, gets into the sword. Clotho starts heading over to attack. However, using the power of the vampire guy, slashes Clotho. Nothing happens, and they're like, was something supposed to happen? But she can't move anymore because the two Kimmys she's using have fallen in love with with either Hotaro or the vampire. They don't make it clear. But she can't move, so they're able to do a full-on Rider kick. First with Majade doing some impressive kicks, and Gotchard adding in some more. The vampire guy realizes his mistakes. He dismantles the giant heart bomb thing, and goes like, "Hey, I want to be a good guy. I want to team up. I want to do all the things." Clotho heads back to Evil Org, and they're like, "All right, you kind of fucked up a little bit, but it's not the worst thing in the world. So, hey, teacher guy, you're gonna use the unicorn thing and fight the dudes." We get a bit with the crew back at the home base, and everything's being wrapped up. I just noticed something was going a little wrong with my dude, so I fixed it. Sorry about that. Hopper's being chin tickled by the vampire guy. He's part of the crew, maybe. The two senpais have a cute little moment, shit bait for some people. And we just kind of have like a little moment of go like, yes, maybe we can be better. As the one girl from the episode, this episode, the one who got dumped, is kind of like working out business stuff, and she's just by the river when her ex-boyfriend comes by and immediately screams, "I'm a douchebag," tries to get back with her, and she's like, "No, what? No. I'm happy with myself. Fuck you." This show has been a lot about like how humans and their empathy intertwines and everything, and about humans learning about chemis and coming to understand them and view them as creatures in their own right? And all the understanding and everything. But this is like the first time we see a chemi learning empathy. Like, the chemi is the focus of like, hey, you need to recognize the harm you're doing to other people, all this other kind of stuff. And it's a neat little twist, a neat little turnaround on the idea. Because, hey, the vampire cares about people. He's trying to help. It's just in the most bass-ackwards way possible and not great. It's very much... It's interesting of, like, that... Oh, I'm trying to help alien stereotype whenever you have, like... a creature from... A paranormal creature interacting with humans of, like... Yes, I got you clear liquid. It came from this container, and it's bleach, and it's like, oh, God, fuck. You know, you're trying to help, but you know jack and shit. He didn't know the extent of his actions. And this kind of, honestly, fleshes out the chemis more as characters, because they've been kind of very one-note Pokemon-like characters. But this is like, no, they're little dudes. They're little dudes all the way, you know? This was a really good episode. I love the action bits that were going on. The new Majade form is just Chun-Li. It has the hair buns. It has the kicks. A lot of dope kicks. A lot of good kicks from her this episode. Though it's probably just in general a Kung Fu lady reference. You know, hair buns aren't that uncommon within Kung Fu pictures for feminine protagonists. I just think it looks a lot like Chun-Li because Chun-Li's cool. Also, there's a fun little thing to notice about Valvrad during the beginning fight is that he's a loner, and he, like, the minute he's not needed, he immediately fucks off. But the second the situation is, like, bad, it's like, oh, this is fucked. He's immediately within the team formation. He's immediately within the perfect tandem. Like, he is on the ball. The three of them don't even need to talk. They are that, like, simpatico, just understanding how to fight with each other. And it's just great. It feels very much like Valvrad's the kind of nobody is allowed to make fun of Hotaro but me. Like, if you fuck with his two, like, Hotaro and Rine, he's gonna be your problem. But he's gonna shit mouth and bad talk him all the time. It's that kind of vibe. Very older brother. And it's fun to see how the episodic plots and the plot are intersecting, you know? The vampire guy was a fun dude. I hope he remains. I hope he's an ongoing character. He's fun. I like him. The girl, the vampire guy interacted. Yeah, her. I'm glad she got her closure. You know, it was a nice little setup and home run. Good on them. But hey, you know what's good on you? Liking, commenting, and subscribing on this video. Follow me on Blue Sky and the whatnot. And hey, for as little as $1 a month, you can get exclusive podcasts and weekly videos on my Patreon page. Go check those out. And in the meantime, we have a comments. First up, from just some random guy. Yeah, last episode was very much a cooldown. This one too. Like, there wasn't a super ton of plot, but it's important. You just can't keep ramping up the tension all the time. You know, the roller coaster has to fall down eventually. And yeah, Hotaro just kind of going like, oh, is my friend crushing on Spanner? I think he's just like all in on his friend's happiness, you know? Even if it doesn't make sense to him, he's like, you know what? If you're happy, good. I'm proud of you. That's very much the Hotaro vibe to me. Next up, from Permanently Paper. I mean, even our heroes forgot that Malgums can possess humans without turning... That Kimmys can possess humans without turning them into Malgums. So, yeah, it's cool to see. But also, the vampire guy isn't a human. That's just what he looks like. Alright, okay. I mean, the crown can possess people, but you know what I'm saying. And it's also nice... Yeah, it's also just nice that there's more than just cute little creatures just saying their own name, that we have some more depth with them, more fully realized character. And it's interesting to see how much they're adding to the Abyssal Sisters this far in, with Clotho having that confidence to just go up against a full-ass fucking... Jesus Christ, Kamen Rider. So yeah, next up from Slime Beast. Yeah, Spanner's looking great these past few episodes, especially because early Spanner, he was kind of brawly, just like swinging around wildly, and now he's very calm, very collected. It's a very interesting change in nuance. And hey, the vampire may not be directly hurt by sunlight, but he did have a parasol, you know. Yeah, it's stretching. I think it's just more vampire in flavor and not vampire in lore, you know? Similar to how the Count in Sesame Street is a vampire-like creature, not a vampire. Next up from Fish Pop. Yeah, like you said with the insert song, the vampire guy definitely feels like a big special guest appearance, big plot relevance, very, very facial focused character. Maybe he's going to be an ongoing character, maybe not. We don't know. It's not like he can... You know what? He could probably pop up for guest appearances. Like, he's not in every episode. He's in the card sometimes. But, like, the actor can just be like, hi, I'm here for this episode. You know, who knows? And hey, if Mad Wheel transforms into Mock Wheel, wouldn't it realistically be able to say that the Kimmy henshins? Common Warrior, Mad Wheel. You heard it here first, folks. I'm saying a card is a Kamen Rider. Next up from Esconde. Yeah, I think we're all a little happy that it's taking Spanner more time to actually, like, heal from his trauma. Because it could have been so easy to just make Spanner like, alright, cool guys, I'm part of the team, you know? No, he's going through the shit. He's processing it. And, like, he's part of the team. Like, this episode we saw, the minute he needs to work, teamwork together, like, he's down for it. It's just he's still processing a lot of things, and he's still working through his own shit, you know? And, it's not bad. It's good. It's good even. And if you just immediately had him spin around and be all hunky-dory, I think it would undermine the show just because of, like, how it's trying to portray, like, you have to work on empathy and that kind of stuff. You know? And last week episode had like a little preview with the vampire guy, so it was like very hinted like the thing that the vampire guy wanted to do wasn't necessarily bad, and we saw that this week, that he was just trying his best to help people, right? It's just that his way of helping people, not great, kind of a fucky wucky, kind of an ooh woo fucky wucky, you know. But yeah, no, all our heroes are getting power-ups. It's definitely a good idea to start boosting up our baddies somewhat too. And Clotho getting that boost. Good, nice. And we're getting Minato getting a boost next week as well. And you know what'll happen next week? Another episode of this show. So like, comment, subscribe so you don't miss it. And I hope to see you guys around. Thank you to my Patreon supporters, Esconde and Scott Firestein.